Are you an early bird? I'm certainly not. I like the idea of mornings, how soft the light is, how everything slowly comes back to life. But for me, mornings are forever the time to be forced to do what I don't want to do. Hi, I'm Masha. I write music in my free time. And here's the story of me coming to terms with my schedule and how it made my life more relaxed and my music better. So if I'm not an early bird, am I then a night owl? No, not really. By the end of the workday, my brain is usually so cooked, you have to force me to do anything at all, let alone compose. And that is if I can find the time at all. Because with working full-time, household errands, self-care errands, I want to go to bed before midnight as well. There is very little time to do what I really want to be doing, and that is to make music. And above all, I want to make music. But that was all before I figured it out, kind of. Right, and you already probably guessed it. So now I wake up earlier and I compose my music before anything else. And I will tell you in a minute how that affects my life and my art. But first, it is kind of obvious, right? Well, it is, and it isn't. So many lifestyle influencers and self-help books talk about the importance of morning routine. There are so many things you might be or should be doing, right? Journaling, meditation, taking a walk, cold showers, whatever else. All useful things. And there's a bunch more from books on how to be an artist. For example, the object writing exercise from Writing Better Lyrics. The author, Pat Pattison, writes, "Object writing works best when you do it first thing in the morning. Two beings inhabit your body, you and the writer in you, who could remain blissfully asleep for years. Always wake up your artist early so that you can spend the day together." And your inner writer wakes up allegedly during this exercise, which I personally found very useful, by the way. And so at one point I found myself torn between doing object writing from this book and the morning pages from Artist's Way, which is another kind of type of journaling that you're also supposed to be doing first thing in the morning. So I was straight up confused. Which one do I do before if both of them are supposed to be done first thing, right? Do I do the object writing first to wake up my inner writer, or do I do the morning pages first to kind of get it out of the way? Now I'm very anxious and neurotic, and I tend to need rules and guidelines to tell me what to do, but none of the books actually gave me an answer to that. So I got overwhelmed with this entire conflict and just ditched both rituals for a while. So going back to the topic, writing music first thing in the morning actually never crossed my mind, ironically, until I read Make Your Own Rules by Andrew Huang. He writes that at some point, counterintuitively, he realized that he's most productive with his art in the mornings. And even then, as I read it, I thought, what a weirdo. I mean, it is kinda counterintuitive, right? For ages, it's been considered something that you do late at night rather than before lunch. And I guess it makes sense for acoustic musicians, acoustic instrumentalists, and singers, because music is loud and you have neighbors who might be asleep, and there's like all the other rules around that. But for a producer whose entire work is on their computer, and there's headphones, and there's pianos with headphone outputs now, makes total sense to me. So I tried it once. I forced myself to wake up half an hour earlier, and then I just composed music for half an hour before doing anything, while I still was half asleep. And it might depend on the genre, of course, because I write this slow ambient music, but it kind of worked for me. So I did it again, and I started doing it regularly. And you know what the crazy part is? It worked in more than just one way for me. So first, I get to compose music while my brain is completely silent. So I get no self-criticism, no self-doubt, just nothing, just pure fun, just the pure fun of it. And I think because of that, my latest pieces are way less forced and much more natural sounding. And I don't know how objective that is, but I kinda don't care because I am having fun. And art is in the process, right? The goal is to have fun in the process. So then, probably in absence of this self-doubt, I get way more accomplished in these 30 minutes. I am making bolder decisions, I am experimenting more. So yeah, I can see how it would work. And then there is the impact on my life overall. So first, I get to burn my morning cortisol on something that I like to be doing, which is already good by itself. But it also means that when I start my actual day, when the real life begins, I'm already awake. And it wasn't a rude awakening, it was a gentle sliding into it through the process of composing. And second, I feel that in those 30 minutes, I have already accomplished something. So for the rest of the day, anything else doesn't really matter that much. So I'm an overachiever and a very anxious person. And I get overly invested in everything that I do. So for me, this feeling of already having achieved something important is totally the way to prevent burnout, I feel like. I'm not sure if there is any scientific data, but I personally feel this way. So this is what I wanted to talk to you about today. Let me know what you think. Maybe it's not as groundbreaking as I think it is. Maybe there is already an author who wrote a book on that. And what about you? What routines work for you? Have you tried doing anything in the morning? Let me know in the comments. By the way, I intend to make more videos about my life as a part-time composer, so if you like what you see and hear, please like this video and subscribe to my channel. And thank you for watching till the end. I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.